What's up, geeks and gamers? It's Jeremy coming to you with another video, and today there's only one thing we can talk about, and it's what everyone is talking about on social media and all of the news channels. You can't get away from it, whether it's Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, it doesn't matter. It's everywhere, and all of these companies, they want to pretend that they care about your cause, and they don't. They don't care about your cause. They are going to continue to pander. They're going to continue to put out statements. They're going to continue to tell you how much they hurt with you, but they don't care. And the one company that I thought would be above this was Nintendo. And Nintendo has bent the knee, as have just about every single other major company that we can name. And even if Nintendo's pandering wasn't as bad as the majority of the other companies, they still have done it. And then they recently announced that they were going to postpone this Smash Ultimate Open that they were having online, because that's going to stop racism. And the thing that's just really aggravating to me is how dumb people are, how stupid people are, and how they don't realize that all of this is happening for a reason. And it is not happening for the reasons that is being given to you. Look back, okay? Let's go back to the situation with George Floyd. Very, very unfortunate, very bad situation. I don't know anyone that was supportive of the police in that matter. Do you? Because I don't. And if I'm looking at the temperature in the room based on the social media reactions, it seemed to be that like 99.5% of everyone was outraged. We were as unified as we have ever been on a topic. That was, George Floyd was wrongfully murdered. He was murdered by this police officer, and there were 3 other accomplices. That's what everyone's reaction was. And everyone wanted justice for George Floyd. None of it mattered. His race didn't matter. His background didn't matter. Nothing mattered other than the fact that we all saw a police officer who was trained to handle these situations, handle it in the worst way imaginable. And when you see everyone unified, what is the thing that the far left weirdos want more than anything, or the mainstream media? They want division. They want to divide. They don't like when people are unified. They don't like when people are seeing eye to eye. And of course, what is it? It's 2020. And I'm not trying to bring politics into this per se, but the reality of the situation is Black lives only mattered to the mainstream media when we have an election. And you can look at the actual data to prove that. Now, I understand no one likes data when it goes against your argument, but this is the reality of the situation. And this is point blank, hard point blank numbers. You can't dispute this. These are the trends. When do these things matter? When there is an election. This is going to continue all the way until November, and then we're going to see what happens with the results. I'm of the belief that Trump will win again, and I don't think it'll be close. And we're going to watch another compilation of meltdowns from all of these people, and it's going to be hilarious. Maybe he won't win. Maybe your guy will win. Maybe Sleepy Joe wins. And again, I'm not here to tell you who to vote for. I'm not here to tell you who to support. You can support whoever you want. But I feel like the majority of people that watch this channel, even if you don't like Trump, you have common sense. And you can see what's going on here. And these companies that are supposed to be giving us entertainment, that are supposed to be giving us video games and movies, and we're seeing this happen with the NFL now. It has all been weaponized with politics. Everything. Everything has been politicized. Nothing is worse for the consumer than this right here. But this is where we are. And it's not going to stop. It's not going to stop until the election is finally done and over. And it doesn't matter what the outcome of the election is. The result will still be the same. All of this stuff goes away. All of this stuff goes away because these things are not that important to the people that are pushing it, being the mainstream media and the far left. They don't actually care about these things. They're just looking to divide people. That is my stance on it. That is what I believe. And I believe if you're a common sense person, regardless if you are a Republican or a Democrat, regardless if you love Trump or hate Trump, or if you fall somewhere in the middle of that, if you have common sense, you can see this. It's not hard to figure out. Again, you want unity? You had unity. We were unified. Every single person. I am a strong supporter of police officers, law enforcement, first responders, military, all of that. Everyone felt that George Floyd deserved justice. Everyone. And now we go from being completely unified on a topic to suddenly there's more division than we can imagine. More division than we've probably ever seen. This is how the mainstream media works. This is how the people that want to divide operate. Once they see the thing that they claim they want, then they try to make you believe that it's far worse than it is or try to manipulate the situation. And that's exactly what is going on here. So again, black, white, male, female, transgender, Democrat, Republican, atheist, Christian, whatever. We were all unified. We were all together when we watched that videotape. It was bad. It was awful. It's among some of the worst, if not the worst, videos we have seen with a police officer, doing the wrong thing. We've seen this in the past. Now, there are other things that we've never heard about. Why? Why did we not hear about Tony Timpa? Why was Tony Timpa not discussed? That's what I don't understand. Why was Tony Timpa never discussed? Why don't you know that name? Because I will guarantee you that 75% of you probably don't know that name. And you're going to look it up. And you have to ask yourself, why did we never hear about this? Because it's not about police brutality. It's about a narrative. It's about a narrative that can be twisted and manipulated to divide people. Why didn't you hear about Justine Damon? You're going to have to look that name up too, aren't you? Yeah, well, because she didn't fit the narrative either. But these are situations that happened. And they were similar to what happened to George Floyd, but they didn't have the narrative that could be built around them. Therefore, they were not brought to the mainstream light. They were not weaponized. And I believe that is what is going on. If you disagree, that's perfectly fine. But I'm very, very confident in where I stand because I looked at the numbers. I look at the data. I look at the statistics and I see things. Why was Tony Timpa never discussed? Why was Justine Damon never discussed? Why are these kids that get killed? Is police brutality a problem? It's an issue that definitely needs to be discussed. I won't dispute that. I've never disputed that. But the heavy majority of police officers are really good and decent people, and they do a great job, and we call them when we are in trouble. Many of these protesters that are out there protesting the police, there's video of them out there when there's a situation they need to have that situation dealt with. You've heard them on camera. Call the police, call the police. I thought you said defund the police. I thought you were against the police. Is there a police brutality problem? Yes, just like there's a problem anywhere and everywhere. There are 800,000 police officers in the United States of America. Maybe my numbers are wrong, I'm not sure. But when you have 700,000 people, you're bound to have some issues because guess what? People in general are flawed, and you're going to have bad people in any circumstance, in any situation. And if you choose to highlight the 1% over the 99, then you can create a narrative. And what we are seeing is the mainstream media, the far left weirdos, and the people that despise Donald Trump weaponizing this situation. That is what I feel is going on. Am I in support of peaceful protesting? Absolutely. How could I not be? Who isn't? Who isn't? Now, I've heard the argument, well, you're for peaceful protesting. What about Colin Kaepernick? That wasn't peaceful protesting. That was a person that was on the job deciding to weaponize his political opinion. And if you have a job, any normal person, I have had plenty of jobs in my life, okay? The heavy majority of my jobs wouldn't even allow me to wear this hat, much less form a political opinion while I am in the uniform of the employer. That is the problem. If Colin Kaepernick or any other person wants to go out in their free time and kneel during any time, Colin Kaepernick can pay for a ticket to a baseball game or a basketball game or another NFL game that he's not playing in, and he can kneel all day long from the stands or wherever. That's his right. But when you are a paid employee and you are representing a company, a brand, or a team, you can't just do that. I couldn't when I had a job where I was making significantly less than Colin Kaepernick. So that is the problem with that situation that continues to be weaponized and people don't take in consideration. If you have a day job at McDonald's or Burger King, or if you run delivery for Coke or Pepsi, you can't wear a Donald Trump hat to work. That's not being targeted for your political opinion. That's a company policy. I couldn't wear an Alabama football hat while living in Alabama to my day job because it was against the company policy. Are they holding back my support for Alabama because they're Auburn fans? No, it's a company policy. So I don't see why this is a complicated issue, and it's not a complicated issue for people with common sense. So I support peaceful protest within the context of the rules in which we are talking about. But I do not support any of the nonsense going on. I do not support the left wing and the weirdos out there. And at the end of the day, I'm going to be laughing in November, just like I laughed in November of 2016, because all of this is much to do about nothing. It will continue to be hilarious to watch it all play out. I don't like the fact that there are people that are hurting each other in the streets. I do not like the fact that we can't just talk about the entertainment industry. I do not like the fact that these companies are pretending that they care when we all know they don't care. They want money, and there's nothing wrong with them wanting money. But they do not care about these problems or these issues. And the harder they try, the more they prove that they do not care. The situation with Drew Brees is unbelievable. Drew Brees is a great guy. He has always been a great guy. He's always been looked upon the NFL as someone that's just a genuinely good dude, a good family dude. He did a lot for New Orleans when they went through Hurricane Katrina. He won them a Super Bowl. He's donated millions and millions of dollars to, different charities that have dealt with racism and all of this other stuff. But one opinion from Drew Brees, and now he is public enemy number one. And he has done nothing but apologize after apology after apology, and it is absolutely ridiculous in every way possible. I cannot believe he has done this to himself, but this is what happens if you bend the knee to the mob. I'm not apologizing. I don't have to apologize for your opinions. If you are upset because of my opinion, that's a you problem, not a me problem. I will apologize if I truly feel that I did something wrong, but not because your feelings were hurt. I could care less about your feelings. I'm just here to give you my opinion. You didn't ask me for my feelings when you gave your opinion, did you? Well, then why the hell do I have to ask for yours? You don't care about my feelings with your opinion, so I'm not going to care about your feelings with my opinion. It's not that complicated. Don't bend the knee to the mob. Never, ever bend the knee to the mob. It will never, ever end well for you. You're seeing Drew Brees go through that right now. It is absolutely ridiculous. But that is where we're at. I hope you guys are doing okay. Obviously, I have not been making a lot of videos because I've been working on the website and some other things going on within Geeks and Gamers. We're just trying to continue to build this brand. And the support you give me and this team has allowed us to do that. I promise videos will start rolling back in. Don't worry about that. But other than that, I'm not going to do the normal outro. I'm just going to stay safe, protect yourself, protect your family, and never, ever, 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 ever apologize to the mob. Talk to you later.